that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back live to the Shark Tank, and I wouldn't have missed that for the world. How about you folks? She clicks her heels 3 times. She might wind up in Kansas. Dan McLaughlin the night off. I'm Rich Gould. Game 4 coming up. Looking forward to it. You know, both teams with tremendous acquisitions before the trading deadline. One has worked out beautifully. That would be Keith Tkachuk for the Blues. The other, not so good so far. Teemu Selanne has been a bust. He's starting to get a few boosts. 3 games, 58 shifts, only 2 shots. He hasn't scored. Teemu who they're saying around San Jose, and they can really say the same thing about Owen Nolan. Their captain has been held scoreless. He was so good against the Blues last year. Let's take a look at who's in goal tonight. We go upstairs to Bernie Fedorka. How about that anthem, Bernie?
You got it, Rich. So let's take a look at the Dodge starting goaltenders. Roman Turek back in goal again. He's been sensational. Save percentage just below 94%. Goals against average at 1.68. He was clearly the difference. A surprise start. Miikka Kiprusoff, his first playoff game last night. He did not face a shot, so we'll have to see how he does the first time under fire in the National Hockey League playoffs.
It'll be interesting to see as the Sharks get the puck in. Left along the boards for Young. Out with Turgeon. Drake. Blues clear the puck out. Cannon plays it to Rathje. Up front, Sundstrom, Ricci, and Thornton for San Jose. This is Thornton to Scott Hannon, who carried the puck a lot in Game 3. He's able to work in. Poke check by Pronger. What a pass by Young to Turgeon. He's got a step on Rathje. He shoots. And the save by Kiprusoff. Doesn't see the puck. And the Sharks able to clear to center ice. McInnes on defense now with Salvador. Pass tipped in by Turgeon as the two teams are changing. So the surprise tonight, Nabokov not dressed. Salvador hands the puck to Nolan, who'll flip it in wide of the goal, and McInnes back. Heshed out, centering Dimitra on his right, Tkachuk on his left. Here's Jochen Hesch flipping the puck ahead, and Tkachuk picks it up. Tkachuk can't get a good shot away against Marchment. Norton slams the puck up the boards. Hesch intercepts to Dimitra, and the puck slides away, and it's Marco Sturm, whose family watches these games back in Germany. In the wee hours of the morning, Owen Nolan. A pass tipped away by McInnes. Tkachuk loses the puck. Here is Marchment firing the puck in around behind the net. Dom Foose hit by McInnes. Dimitra off the glass onto the stick of Salvador, and the pass up the middle, tipped down the ice by Tkachuk. Over the end red goal line, Jeff Norton to touch it, a whistle, and an icing call against the Blues. No score early, and Bernie, let's turn to our Toyota keys to the game.
The Blues need to tighten up defensively. They had a really kind of a very uncharacteristic third period last night. They got to be much better tonight through 60 minutes. Continued special teams play, power play, 2 goals, a shorthanded goal, great work, and they've got to get to Kiprusoff as quickly as they can. A lot of shots, and this is the way they started. This one went through Kiprusoff, right behind him, so Turgeon almost scored, so the Blues need to get lots of shots and lots of traffic in front of him.
The 24-year-old from Finland did not exactly look totally in control on that save. This is Pronger. He'll lift the puck over the glass and out of play.
How wide do you think his eyes got when they told him he was starting?
I hope they didn't tell him very much before the game, and I don't think they did.
We're going to try to find out as the night progresses, but they're saying that he has the flu. Well, everybody has the flu. Gary Suter had the flu, and then they tell us he's got a concussion. Well, we already knew that. Ragnarson's shoulder popped out. He supposedly has the flu, but I got a feeling he got a sore shoulder. So I don't know what's wrong with Nabokov.
You don't think it's the flu, though,
no,
do you?
I don't.
That's the official word. From the point, Hines, a shot off the chest and into the trapper of Turek. From the point, Sean Hines. He's playing in place of Marcus Ragnarsson tonight.
Sean Hines, 27 years old, so he's not a total youngster. In fact, I've been very impressed with the play of Scott Hannon at only 22 years old. So I think that's a big blow to not have Ragnarsson in the lineup for them, too. He's their best defenseman, leads their team in minutes played, too.
Somebody would have said the Sharks would get to game 4 in the first round and play without Suter, without Ragnarsson, and without Nabokov. You would have said they'll be hurting, and maybe at the end of this game they will be in severe pain. Blues hoping to take a 3-1 lead. Here's Solani, who reportedly is playing with an injured hand. That doesn't explain why he's not skating much. Solani spun around by Eastwood. Jamal Mayers with a puck. He'll flip it out. And Brad Stewart will charge back after the puck. They're going to call an icing here. And the faceoff will come back near Roman Turek with 2:18 gone in the first period.
Are you telling me that his hand is a long way away from his legs or a long way from his heart?
I know his heart is good. Apparently the hand is causing him to not work hard for some reason.
I watched him in the warm-up, and he did not shoot the puck very much, so I've got a feeling that maybe that is true, that he does have a sore hand, but you're right. It shouldn't affect his legs, because his legs get going. You can deke. You don't need to shoot the puck. The way he goes, the way his talent level is, if he gets it behind the defense, he doesn't have to shoot it. He can just slide it in.
That's right. And if he wants to carry the puck and make enough plays and get places in a hurry, sooner or later a teammate will come by and help him out.
Exactly.
Now the face-off near Turek. Eastwood and Harvey on this draw. Pronger out there with Gusarov. Eastwood on the ice at the moment with Corso and Stillman. The puck controlled by Harvey. Takes a shot towards the side of the net, gloved and held by Turek. And the Blues doing a little bumping and shoving, guarding their #1 man aggressively. The Blues returning home for Thursday night's game 5. Our Bud Light What's on Tap. 6:30 start Thursday night. Pairs available at $100. Good seats together at $75, $65, and $45. If a game 7 is needed, it'll be next Monday at Savvis Center, and good seats available for that game. Joel Quenneville and his club hoping that game 5 on Thursday night will be the end of it in the first round. But it isn't going to be that easy to win tonight and win again on Thursday.
Now, it's never easy to win back-to-back games, but I think that the Blues really have to look at this. This is an opportunity. When you're the #1 goaltender's out, you've got a rookie goaltender, and you don't want the tide to turn saying, oh, it's going to be easy, and then don't give the effort that they had last night. So they really clearly need to win this one tonight, Kenny.
The psychological aspects of the playoffs. Here's a shot by Sturm, and what a save by Roman Turek. Corso hit by Norton. Mellenby avoids a low hit by Marchment, and the Blues Stillman trying to shoot the puck in, can't, and here's Pronger. The Blues have to remember aggressive play, physical play, and be strong offensively, get the puck in their end. None of that has really happened here in the first 3 minutes of game number 4. The most important thing is be physical. Corso's pass eludes Stillman. Brian Marchment with a puck. Up the wing for Marco Sturm. In the middle for Owen Nolan. He'll shoot the puck in, and both clubs are changing. Kerry Fraser, the referee again tonight, with Mike Lago in this game. The linesmen, Kevin Collins and Lonnie Cameron. Here's Drake, who had 2 goals last night, to Young, who runs into Drake. Drake with a skate keeps the puck in along the boards to Turgeon, trying to get away from Hannon, and he sprawls to the ice. Now Young. Hannon bumping with Turgeon, keep the legs moving. Rafji takes out Young at the point. Havanoff behind the net for Turgeon. In front, Drake. Big save by Kiprusoff. And the puck sent to center ice by Sundstrom. Scott Thornton chips the puck in. Ricci and Havanoff get there. The puck high in the air. And it comes down in front of the net. The shot, the save. Rebound cleared away. And then a backhander by Sundstrom wide. Turek has lost his stick. The Blues clear the puck the length of the ice. And back to touch it, Rafji, an icing call against the Blues, and there's no question, Bernie, the Sharks have come out on fire here in game 4.
And this has been the Sharks' best line the entire series so far, is a line with Ricci and Thornton playing very well. Thornton, in fact, I think has been the best player in this series. Sundstrom along on that line, but this puck up in the air, you see Thornton with a quick snapshot, and then Ricci coming from behind, and in fact, Sundstrom there, that shot just went wide, so clearly that was their best chance. At the other end, Turgeon, a nice little feed here to Dallas Drake. Kiprusoff in good position. Put the paddle down like a lot of the European goaltenders. They go to that post, and then they put the paddle of the stick down, so the Blues are going to have to shoot high like they do against the Bakov.
Shots early favoring San Jose. Blues lead 2-1. McInnes gives the puck to Salvador. Up the middle nicely to Eastwood. Now to Tkachuk with Hesh. Eastwood to the bench. Dimitri will replace him. In the corner, Hines hit hard by Tkachuk. Puck at the point. Dimitri, a shot caught by Kiprusoff. Stewart feeds up the wing to Mateau. The pass fails to clear the zone. Tkachuk, a low shot. And the save by Kiprusoff, who played in 44 games in the American League with Kentucky this season. Here's Teemu Selanne. He'll shoot the puck in. Turek pokes it ahead for Hesh. Around Selanne with a pass to Dimitri. Tkachuk trails. Here's McInnes. The team's changing a shot. And Kiprusoff another save. Norton for San Jose gets the puck ahead. Mellenby steals it. Nice play off the bench. Around near side. Stillman trying to get to the puck. Corso ridden down. And the puck out to the point. Skips off the stick of Gusarov. Over to Pronger. Ahead for Mellenby. He gets hit by Granato. Mellenby hanging on the boards. The puck swept to Corey Stillman. His pass ahead to Corso. He shoots the puck in. Marchment giving Corso a little extra. Now on the attack. The Sharks. The pass to Granato. He gets bumped by Hill. Nice poke check. Granato keeps the puck in. A shot. Turned away in front by Havanoff. Corso hit by Marchment again. Then Granato shoots the puck in offside. And we'll have a neutral face-off with 5:50 gone and a scoreless first period here in Game 4.
The Blues have got to tighten up defensively. They've got to stand up. You see here the Blues backing in over that blue line. We talked about it in the game last night. That blue line, you don't back in from that blue line, because if you do, the Sharks are going to carry it in, and they're going to get a lot of scoring chances like they did in the third period. So we'll have to watch as this game goes on to make sure that those Blues defense do stand up at the blue line. In order for them to stand up, the wingers have got to pick up their wingers so that you can't get those errant passes going into the corner and the wingers beating the Blues defense to the puck in the corners.
Entering last night's game, Bernie, we talked quite a bit about the Blues weathering the early storm here in this building with a loud crowd and certainly the energy of the Sharks on the ice. We haven't said it per se about this game, but certainly it's a factor, and right now that's what the Blues are doing. They're weathering the storm.
No question. They're going to try to score that first goal again, but you have to be tight. You have to weather the storm, and if you get an opportunity, you got to try to make sure that you bury it, because you don't get a lot of opportunities when a team is really this excited about playing. I'm assuming that they're excited to play, Kenny. They weren't last night. The Blues did a great job counteracting their excitement. This crowd wanted to get into it, but the Blues really stopped that from happening.
Certainly Al McInnes and the Blues have a little comfort leading the series by a game. On the other side, the Sharks should want to play. They're desperate. They're facing death here in this series. They virtually know they must win this game, so it's not surprising they would come out with a strong start.
No question. You hate to go back on the road down by 2 games, because the good chance that, especially with 2 or 3 games in the building across the country, your chances are not good. So it's almost a do or die situation. Certainly you always have to win 4 games. The Blues were down 3-1, came back and tied it at 3-3 before losing the 7th game. But there's no question, when you're down 3-1 and you're going on the road, you're in big trouble.
Now the face-off between Turgeon and Damphousse. The team's big lines. No score. First period. The shots favoring the Blues 5-4. San Jose has had the better chances. Now to center ice. Rafsky. He works in. Man in the slot is Damphousse. The puck around the boards for Nolan. Behind the net to Damphousse. And into the corner it goes. No one there for the Blues. Owen Nolan behind the net. Turgeon, nice play. And here's McInnes, a pass ahead to Salvador. Great play to Young with Drake. Young will slap the puck in. And the Blues begin a quick change. No score first period. 6:30 gone. At center ice, Marco Stern. His pass knocked down by Tkachuk. Now gets the puck ahead to Owen Nolan, who gets it ahead to Ricci. Mike Ricci, the 29-year-old with plenty of playoff experience. A pass, Tkachuk intercepts. Dimitra takes the feed against Hines. In the corner, Tkachuk edged in front. And he's a little deep to deflect the puck on goal. Scott Thornton slowed up by Tkachuk. Here's Dimitra's shot blocked. He had 3 Sharks to shoot the puck through. Now, Nicholas Sundstrom shooting the puck in. Turek slows it down. Dimitra with Ricci approaching. Dimitra falls down. Ricci flies over him. And at center ice, the Sharks, Brad Stewart takes the puck. As the teams are changing. No score in the first period. The pass eludes Matteau. Pronger flips the puck out. And it's played by Marlowe. Back to Hines. Then intercepting Mayers with a puck whacked away. He'll kick it back to McInnes, who's teamed with the rookie Salvador. Ahead for the veteran Eastwood. He and Simpson miss connection. Salvador clears the puck ahead for Mayers, who runs into Stewart. Norton can't go far. Stewart ahead. Marlowe is in behind McInnes. Can't get a shot. Whoa, what a defensive play by Al McInnes. That's a tough play to make and not take a penalty. Jamal Mayers, the shot. Kicked out by Kiprusoff. The puck along the boards. Here's Teemu Selanne. His speed on the left wing for Marlowe. Off the boards, a shot high and wide. Now Stillman takes the puck. Fires it beyond Corso. Jeff Norton races back. No score in the first period. 8:15 gone. The Sharks are flying tonight. The Blues trying to keep pace, weathering this surge by the Sharks. Here is Hill losing the puck. Lindsay a shot. Routine save for Turek. The rebound to Mellanby. He avoids the check. Hill gets the puck. And Hill will ring it off the glass and down the ice. The puck comes to Miikka Kiprusoff. His pass to center ice. Blues end up with a puck. Hill to Stillman. Ahead out of the reach of Corso. Norton flips the puck ahead. Blues get the puck. Stillman gets the worst of things. Mellanby and Granato after the puck. Mellanby barrels in. Sticks get high. And here's Norton. He misses Drake. Turgeon gets the puck. Now it's played by Jeff Norton. Good end-to-end action. Kavanaugh pitches in to Mellanby in front, tipped away from Turgeon. Sturm hit hard by Drake, and the puck to center ice, controlled by the Sharks. Shot in high by Harvey, caught by Turek. And here's Pronger as the teams complete a change. Drake tips the puck to Turgeon. He protects it. Stays away from Sturm, then gets the puck to Pronger. Back for Turgeon. Over to Alexei Gusarov. He'll flip the puck in. Here's Mike Rafsky. Giving the puck quickly to Vincent Damphousse. Quick transitions by both teams. Damphousse slowed up by Gusarov. With the puck, Hess can't get around Thornton. A shot that goes high and over the glass and into the crowd. 10:16 to go. First period of Game 4. There's no score.
It's a play by Al McInnes. Marlowe with great speed, but look at the strength of McInnes just holding the stick down. No penalty taken there at all, so that's just great strength. Great work by that man, Al McInnes, who's a veteran of the wars, and he's had another outstanding play out so far.
He's been in a few playoff games in his time. This is game number 153 in his career, and that's a bundle of them.
Yes, it is, and he's got some great numbers to go along with that, too, so what a career he's had.
Brad Stewart trying to center, cannot. Eastwood with the puck, hit by Marlowe. Selanne coming in with Gusarov. And Matteau is there. Simpson also for the Blues. And Simpson tries to get the puck around Marlowe. Kicks it ahead. Marlowe stops it. Simpson trying to clear it. Stewart unable to control the puck. At the blue line. Keeps it on his stick. Back to Hines. Up for Matteau. Run into by Simpson. And the puck played back beyond McInnes. Turek into the corner. For Mayers, back around for Gusarov, ahead, left for Eastwood by Tkachuk, now to Mayers, trying to work in, and a whistle, and we've got an offside call, and we've got a bit of uneasiness there. Hines and Mayers, and now Eastwood comes in, but the linesmen have things cool down. We're in the opening period, and there's no score.
7-6. The other series going on right now. Edmonton is at home, hosting the Dallas Stars. That's at the end of the second period. Anson Carter with the lone goal for the Edmonton Oilers. The Dallas Stars lead that series 2-1. The other series tonight, New Jersey shut out Carolina 4-0, and Buffalo in overtime, a goal by Curtis Brown, a 4-3 victory for Buffalo, and now a 3-1 series lead going back to Philadelphia for Game 5.
Always interesting in the playoffs. 16 teams in. It won't be but a few more days. There'll only be 8 remaining. Here's McInnes. Head to Hesh. You're watching the Blues on KPLR TV, WB11 St. Louis, and here's McInnes. Over 9 minutes to go in the first period. Tkachuk up to Dimitra on Norton. Tkachuk taken down, or rather Dimitra taken down. Tkachuk goes behind the net. Now along the boards, and Owen Nolan with a puck into the middle to Sturm, to Marchment, back to Norton with a bouncing puck. Hesh will take care of him. And intercepting at center ice, bringing the puck in, Dimitra offside. Everybody going for the body, and a lot of people are sidestepping hits for the most part here in the first period. Tomorrow night on an all-new Dawson's Creek, Joey and Jen head to New York to confront Jen's dad back in Cape Side. Why is Pacey in handcuffs? Don't miss an all-new Dawson's Creek tomorrow night at 7 on WB11.
Very intriguing. I think I'll tune in, Kenny.
Those shows have storylines almost as intriguing as Stanley Cup playoff series.
Especially the handcuffs.
And we can go visit Cape Side. Corso out there with Mellenby and Stillman. Sturm keeps the puck in. Digging back in the corner, Corey Stillman. His pass up the middle. Sturm intercepts. Stewart a shot off the heel of the stick of McInnes. Mellenby will take the puck. Has trouble with it. Flips it over to Salvador. Up the boards for Stillman. Blues have a little time here. Stillman to McInnes. He'll take a long shot. Caught by Kiprusoff. If you joined us late, Evgeny Nabokov not dressed. Now the puck flips out of play. Nabokov, the report goes, has the flu. That's why the rookie, Miikka Kiprusoff, is playing.
And at least he's getting some shots against him tonight. But this is a real dangerous play here. Stewart lets this go. Al McInnes deflects this into the corner, but this is a dangerous play. He could have deflected it past Roman Turek. You see Turek moving. That puck ended up in the corner, so a very scary play when that puck's coming in from the point. Kenny mentioned the numbers of Al McInnes, the games. This is 152 tonight, but look at those numbers. 143 points, 38 goals. That is impressive numbers. Won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player in the Stanley Cup playoffs when he won the Cup with Calgary back in 1989. So Al's had a great run.
Havenoff watches the puck skip over his stick. Hill back off the glass. Havenoff ahead to Turgeon. With Drake and Young, the puck slides through to Kiprusoff. Off the glass, kept in by Young. Kiprusoff and Drake end up in a tangle. The puck to Turgeon. We've got a hand pass. Thus the whistle, a hand pass against the Blues. 8 minutes left, first period, no score, and we go to Rich Gould.
Well, Kenny, you said it, great end-to-end action, but very clean going into tonight's game. These two teams were the most penalized teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs. You might figure that would happen. There's still enough folks who watched them play last year, who played against each other last year, where it could be a little chippy. But so far, San Jose with more penalties than any other team in the playoffs. The Blues second tonight. Very clean, guys.
Yes, Richard, the good news is the Blues have capitalized on the power play. The Sharks have yet to score on their power play, so it's a great job by the Blues special teams.
Pronger shoots the puck in. San Jose's had 13 power plays and haven't scored. The tip by Dimitra wide. Tkachuk slow in getting up after the collision with Rafsky. The Blues 3 for 14 with a man advantage. But again, no penalties in game 4 thus far. Sasha Havenoff, a 29-year-old rookie, to keep Tkachuk. Over to Chris Pronger. His pass hits a skate, and here's Havenoff. His pass knocked down. Dimitra can't find the puck. And it's tipped ahead off Hesh. Dimitra will shoot it in, and we'll have a face-off. That's a hand pass also. Things have calmed down a little bit from the early start, and things are a little bit more on an even kilter. Meanwhile, Game 5, Blues Sharks, Thursday, 6:30, Savvis Center. Great seats still available. Get yours tomorrow at the Savvis Center box office or any Ticketmaster outlet, including the Blue Note Sports Shops. The 314 number you can call in Missouri. That 618 number, the number to call in Illinois. You can also order online at stlouisblues.com. Game 5 will be played Thursday night at 6:30 at Savvis Center.
You're talking about maybe the play not as, I guess we would say, physical as we saw last night, but don't forget, these teams faced off just less than 24 hours ago yesterday, so these two teams are pretty tired bodies out there right now, so very difficult to play back-to-back games.
San Jose with a lot of energy early, seemed to have chances, and that's kind of leveled out now. They had the Blues on their heels, and now things are pretty even. Here's a pass up the wing for Mayers with Eastwood and Simpson. Jamal Mayers flips the puck in. Stewart behind the net. Simpson there tries to run him over. The Blues intercept. Eastwood around for Simpson. Back to McInnes. One-timer. High off the glass. Puck tipped out by Granato as he and Salvador collide. Back for the puck, Al McInnes. Under the pressure of Bill Lindsay. Up to Eastwood. He can't take the pass. And Sean Hines slides the puck over to Brad Stewart. He'll fire it in. Along the far boards, the puck comes all the way to center ice to Jeff Norton. 6:37 remaining in a scoreless first period, and the puck deflects into the crowd across the way to stop play.
I really believe that this game, that first goal is going to be very, very important, and especially if the Sharks get it, Kenny. This crowd is just dying to jump out of their seats right now, so let's hope that the Blues can get that first one.
Joel Quenneville's team has 8 shots on goal in the first period, 6 for San Jose. So Joel's 5th year in postseason play, 19-19. This would be a very big 20th Stanley Cup win if he and his team can get it tonight.
Commanding lead, going home with a 3-1 lead in the series, and that would be huge.
Turgeon centering Young and Drake with Pronger and Gusarov, who gives the puck to Pronger and gets it back. Solani on the forecheck. Turgeon tips the puck in. Here's Brian Marchment. He has not been the big factor that he can be in a series. Up the wing to Solani with Mateau. Solani puts on the brakes. Passes the puck to Mateau. He centers off the stick of Pronger and down the ice. Now they'll say it didn't hit Pronger and just was a pass that went down the ice. Up the wing to Solani. Down to Patrick Marleau. He can't work in. Salvador sends the puck high. And it's Norton up to Marleau. Hands the puck away. Corey Stillman to Bryce Salvador to Al McInnes. 5:45 left. Corso on the wing to Stillman. He'll let a shot go, and it's well wide. Corso on the far boards. Gets the puck ahead of Marchment. Can't get it through to Mellenby. Marchment advances the puck to Marleau. His pass for Sturm hits a skate. Finally, the puck shot in by Corso, who's tripped by Solani. Norton flings the puck out of Rafji's reach. Dom Foose to Rafji. Here come the Sharks. The pass onto the stick of Solani. His pass in front hits Pronger's stick, and Turek neatly clears ahead to Jochen Hecht. The Blues are changing. No one to help Hecht. And Rafji, as the Sharks also change, wheels through center ice. Then loses the puck. Dom Foose centers. Tipped away. Gusarov can't clear the puck out. Pronger will tip it ahead for Dimitra. Now to Hecht. Nice job taking the pass. Around Cannon in front for Tkachuk. Good defensive play by Mike Rafji, who advances the puck to Dom Foose. No score first period, game 4 to Owen Nolan. He'll shoot off the shoulder of Roman Turek. What a blast by Owen Nolan. With the puck, Alexei Gusarov picked up late in the season from the Rangers. To Tkachuk and on to Pronger, and his shot blocked by Stewart. Both teams are changing. The youngster Stewart, who didn't play in game 1, filling in for the injured Gary Suter since, gets the puck in off Havanoff. Sundstrom now to Ricci. Havanoff, a good job staying with Ricci. Then the puck to the side of the net, knocked away in the corner. Scott Thornton. Then the puck back off Thornton's stick from Sundstrom. The outlet is to Young. Scott Young overskates the puck, gives it to Turgeon. 3 collapse on Turgeon. Talk about no room. Now the puck around far side, tipped out by Thornton. And here is Sean Hill giving the puck to Sasha Havanoff. Under 4 minutes left in the first period, no score. Young loses the puck. Sharks work in offside, and play stopped with 3:47 to go in a scoreless first period here at Compact Center in San Jose. Game 4 of the best-of-7 series.
Talked about him a little bit before the game. Now there's some speculation that he's playing with an injured hand. Well, I think there's something wrong with him because he's clearly not going at full speed. He doesn't shoot the puck. That's a situation where Kenny's always going to slap the puck towards the net, but he's not even trying to take any shots. So whether it's his hand, shoulder, or something, arm, we don't know. But as you said, he's still not skating very hard, but something has to be bothering him.
Maybe something above the waist.
Maybe.
Maybe something also below the waist.
Maybe.
And you can take it from there.
Maybe.
Could be a lot of different things. A lot of the anatomy could be affected. Here's Mateau with a long shot. That goes wide. Salvador with a puck under pressure from Marlowe. Trying to maintain it.
And if we ask what is wrong with him, he has the flu.
That's right. He's not feeling well. Stewart goes back. They wave off icing. 3:15 on the clock. First period, no score. Shots 8-7 favoring the Blues. The Blues clearly weathered the early storm here, and it was pretty wild and windy in the early going. Now Solani can't get around McGinnis. The puck cleared out. First man to it, Norton. Then Stillman a pass. Eastwood with a bouncing puck. His team changing. Gives the puck to Simpson. He shoots. Oh, big test there for Miikka Kiprusoff. Behind the net, Mike Eastwood looking in front. Takes a shot. Hits the side of the net. And Bill Lindsay with a puck for San Jose. He tries to flip the puck in, and it goes into the Blues bench. 2:38 remaining in period 1. A few party boxes are still available, folks, for Game 5 Thursday night at 6:30. Each party box includes 30 tickets, Bud Light, Pepsi, and snack mix, all for a mere $2,500. To get in on the action, first thing tomorrow, call 314-622-5454. And have fun. Bring a group. Enjoy a party box Thursday night at Savvis Center. Hesh, Kachuk, Dimitra on this line. Salvador will go back with the puck. He's teamed with McInnes. Now to McInnes, up for Dimitra, who really has not gotten untracked yet in this series. Kachuk loses the puck. Norton gets it out, and here's Salvador over to McInnes. Bouncing puck ahead to Hesh, off the boards for Dimitra. Heel circle. He finds Kachuk, and Kachuk a shot. And Kiprusoff the save. Unfortunately, no one there for the Blues on the rebound. Kachuk steals to Hesh. Hesh can't control. Thornton trying to clear. Can't get the puck out. Salvador. And save. Rebound. Oh, Kachuk just wide with a backhander. And that's probably the Blues' best scoring chance of the game. Al McInnes back now with 1:45 to go in the first period.
Huge opportunity there. In fact, the early part of that, a 3-on-1, horrible clearing effort by the Sharks, so the Blues weren't able to capitalize, but what a chance.
Turgeon hit from behind by Hannon. Turgeon, Young, and Drake. And we get a whistle from out at center ice, and we're going to get a roughing penalty. Drake says, me? And Kerry Fraser says, not you, the other guy.
Going to be Hannon that's going off. Now this must have happened behind the net. So it is the youngster Scott Hannon that's going off, and it's a roughing call that Kerry Fraser is. But we're going to get a good look at it. The guy said they have it here. So here's the hit by Hannon in the corner right there. Let's see what happens. What? That must be it there with the left hand there. I don't know if he did anything, Kenny. If that was it, I can understand why he's not too happy. Wow.
He's not sure what it was. Drake thought it might have been him.
Exactly.
And we're not sure what it was.
Wow. Well, that's probably it, though. I'm sure that's where the call is, because it happened right after that.
Here's McInnes. Oh, and a shot deflected wide. Blues on the power play. Young, 1:20 to go in the period. McInnes to Pronger. He'll shoot the deflection wide. Blues 3 for 14 on the power play in the first 3 games. Hannon's penalty, 1839 roughing, the first penalty of this game. Turgeon shoots the puck in. Rafsky knocks it down and clears it out. McInnes over to Pronger. 1 minute to go in the first period to Mellanby. His pass knocked down by Ricci. Ricci loses the puck and Pronger with it. Fresh penalty killers for San Jose. The shots favoring the Blues 11-7. They're on the power play in the last minute of the period. Puck into the offensive zone. Young trying to get there, can't. McInnes keeps it in. The shot. Whoa, and that's turned away. He had a wobbly puck. Sundstrom up to Ricci. He'll flip the puck into the corner. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Here's Scott Mellanby moving the puck for Chris Pronger. Up for Corey Stillman. Now 22 seconds to go in the period. The Blues with the extra man. Stillman to Tkachuk. 17 seconds. Now to Dimitra. Stillman in front. Dimitra looking for Stillman. Gives him the puck. 10 seconds. Dimitra has to turn away. Slash by Stern. 6 seconds. Stillman. Kavanaugh. 3 seconds. The shot. It goes over the net. May have gone off Tkachuk, but they score! The Blues score! Baby! Right at the end of the period. Now the 2 linesmen are going to confer with the referee on the scene, Mike Lago. The senior referee, of course, is Kerry Fraser. Now the red light cannot go on if the period is run out. If there's no time left, the red light cannot go on. But the red light clearly went on.
It did. The green light came on after it, so they're going to have to look at this again. But that puck went up over the net and then came back over and then kind of went into the crease and into the net. So we'll have to wait and see and maybe get a good look from upstairs on this one. But here it is. Here's the shot by Kavanaugh up over top. Now it comes back up over top, lands on top, and then hits the goaltender, and then it's Tkachuk that puts it in. Now, I can't tell where the clock is, if we can see it with the clock here, but you see how it goes up over, now it hits the top of the net right there, bounces in, back over top of the goaltender, and there Tkachuk puts it in. So, wow.
Bernie, I can tell you this. I'm pretty accurate in saying when Havanoff let the shot go, the clock was at 3 seconds. That's right about where it was. 3 seconds on his shot, which seemed to graze off Keith Tkachuk. That would have taken a second. Now it goes behind the net, comes back. That's another second. So it's pretty close to no time remaining. But again, if the goal judge has the opportunity to put the red light on, it's got to be a goal. And Kerry Fraser says, yes, the Blues score at the end of the first period. Here it is.
Here it is, folks. Here's the clock. You'll see the puck is already in the net, and there's still 0.4 seconds left. So it's clearly a goal here. As you see, there's a good job. You see the puck right in there. So good job, guys. That's a great look at it.
Now the officials are going to drop the puck. They are logically going to say there's time remaining for 0.5 of a second. There should be time remaining. So, and they're going to put 0.8 of a second on the clock, drop the puck, and that'll be the end of the first period.
Here it again. The puck bounces in. You can see it. It crosses the line right in there. So there's no question that that is a goal. You can just see that right over there. You can even see it right there now. So and there's still 0.3 seconds. So
they drop the puck, and that is the end of the first period. So the Blues score. Tkachuk gets it. A power play goal. Havanoff and Stillman assisting for Keith Tkachuk. His first goal as a Blues player in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Blues hockey is brought to you by Bud Light, the proud supporter of the NHL. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Gusarov clears the puck out. Down the ice, no icing. Rafsky with Drake after him. Then Turgeon knocks the puck down. Rafsky ends up with it to his defense partner, Scott Hannon. Up the left wing. Scott Thornton. Into the middle to Mike Rafsky. He'll flip the puck in, and Pronger will go back. Thornton after him. Around to Young. He's got Ricci to contend with. Gusarov there. Here's Thornton. Thornton to the point to Hannon. A shot. Blocked by Scott Young. He'll tap the puck out. And the Blues change 45 seconds into the second period. Rafji to Cannon, and the captain, Owen Nolan, backhand to the puck in. Sturm to Nolan. To the front of the net, Damphus, he scores! Vincent Damphus.
Comes from Nolan, who steps in front. Now Damphus hits it with his stick first, and then it hits his leg and goes in, but he had no kicking motion at all. It actually hit his stick, bounced over, hit him in the shin pad, and went in. But you'll see it from here, the pass across. You can't really get a look there, but it did hit his stick, then his shin pad, and then went into the net. And there's no question that this is a goal here. It was not kicked in, even though it appeared that it hit his shin pad, and it did, but there was no kicking motion here at all on it, Kenny. And the Sharks tie at just 58 seconds into the second period. Nolan's first point.
So in a span of 59 seconds, each team gets a goal. Norton with Marchment, who takes his pass. Damphus, Sturm, and Nolan up front. Back to Norton off the stick of Nolan. Here's Keith Tkachuk with Hesh and Dimitra. What a save by Kiprusoff. Hesh leaves the puck. Marchment intercepts. Dimitra gives him a bump. Tries to steal the puck. Tkachuk runs down Marchment. And the puck goes down the ice. Marchment's hurt. He has a knee injury, it would appear. Funny how that works. And the puck goes out of play, and play stopped, and Marchment with trouble getting to the bench. Tkachuk went right after him with a mid-ice hit, and Marchment is going to have to go down the runway to the Sharks dressing room.
And he is hurting, but you see Marchment coming across. Tkachuk right into him. You see how his toe, his right toe, buckled to the inside there, and that is clearly, I believe, either an ankle or a knee injury. You see how his right toe, his skate hit and turned to the right. Turned out he grabbed his knee right away, so I believe that he probably really hurt his knee hard because he went right down the aisle into the Sharks locker room.
The goal, Damphus at 58 seconds from Nolan and Hines, and here's the collision again.
But watch his right leg, and you're going to see the right toe here as it's dragging there. Now Tkachuk's going to hit it, and he just turns right there. You see how it turned? And then went straight down, and he grabbed his knee right away. So we'll have to wait and see, but that doesn't look very good.
Bateau knocks the puck out off Marleau. Down the ice, and no icing. They wave it off at the last moment. Solani knocked down. Here's Pronger. Both teams at full strength. 1-1 the score. Game 4, early second period. Eastwood hit by Stewart. Bateau with a big hit in the corner on Simpson. Mears after the puck, it gets by him, up to Patrick Marleau. In the middle to Bateau, right wing to Teemu Solani, and Gusarov sweeps the puck away. Turek around for Pronger, who lets the puck go. Pronger trying to come up with it. Marleau is there. So is Mears, and a shot well wide by Sean Hines. Rafji pinches in. Simpson trying to stay with him. Now to Bateau, over to Solani. Pronger puts his arm around Solani. Marleau gets the puck to Bateau, a shot and a save by Turek. Bateau again to Solani, and a shot that's turned away. Coming up on the 3-minute mark, second period. Scott Hannon, a shot, oh, that goes just wide. And we're going to get a penalty, and it'll be against the Blues for holding. The Blues will take a penalty here, so the Sharks had a very good start in the first period, and they've had a good start here in the second as Pronger takes a 2-minute penalty.
A lot of energy from the Sharks, but you see Chris Pronger watching the Teemu Solani. You see he's got a hold of the stick, so there's clearly a holding the stick penalty, holding whatever you want to call, but no argument from Chris Pronger. So the Sharks, who are over 13 on the power play so far, get their first opportunity of the night.
So Pronger goes off at 2:53. Things can change quickly in the playoffs. Joel Quenneville's team comes out with a 1-0 lead, thinking, we get another goal, maybe we've got this game. All of a sudden it's 1-1, and they're shorthanded. Kavanaugh out there with McInnes, Young, and Stillman. Ricci with a puck. Far side, Damphus. Kavanaugh bumps him down. Here's Ricci in front, and a backhander wide of the post. Damphus thinks Nolan, goes near point to Norton. He loses the puck to Young. Ahead for Stillman. Way out. Kiprusoff. And he clears the puck ahead. Avanoff can't fire it in. Sundstrom to Dom Foose. Now to Jeff Norton. Along the boards behind the net to Ricci. Power play San Jose. They're looking to take a 2-1 lead here in game 4. Norton a shot off the skate of McInnes. He'll run a long shot. Go right into the chest of Miikka Kiprusoff. Meanwhile, the penalty clock has not moved. The penalty clock has not moved here, so they've got to be keeping it by hand down at the penalty bench. Thornton to the point for Norton, whipping it around behind the net, and Hecht on the puck. He'll fire it the length of the ice. The penalty was called at 2:53. So it'll be coming to the end here shortly. Sharks get the puck in again. Now back to the point. Norton to Solani. We're coming up to the 5-minute mark. And we're about 10-15 seconds away from Pronger coming back. And the Blues get the puck into the Shark zone. Here is Norton. 1-1 the score. Up for Marlowe. Gusarov tips the puck to Turek. Gets it back and clears it down the ice. This second period now is 4 minutes 45 seconds old. 8 seconds away from Pronger coming on. Drake a weak shot stopped by Kiprusoff. So Pronger is back on the ice. The Blues again at full strength. Turgeon almost steals. Hannon trying to get the puck in. Does. Knocked down by Gusarov. Puck kept in. Knocked down. Granato gets the puck ahead off Pronger. And McInnes clears the puck out. And Scott Hannon will go back. 5:15 played in the second. 1-1 the score. Hannon for San Jose on defense with Rafchi. They've got Lindsay out there with Sturm and Sundstrom. The pass ahead tipped to Lindsay by Sundstrom with his glove. So we'll have a face-off. 1-1 is the score. Let's turn to our Dobbs trivia question of the night. How many times have the Blues played back-to-back playoff games? That's 2 games in 2 days.
Lots of times. That's all we did years ago. It was always 4 games and 5 nights. Back-to-back, a day off, travel, and then it's back-to-back again. So I don't know how many, but I'm sure there's quite a number through the years.
It's not unusual.
No.
In the history of the club.
Well, it's unusual now, but it was not unusual years ago. In fact, it was very common in the first round especially. It was always the first round that was tried to be wrapped up as quick as possible. And 5 days is as quick as it possibly can be done.
That's the old, let's get rid of those teams that aren't going to go anywhere anyway.
That's right.
They're out.
Yeah, it was. It was best of 5 usually, or best of 3 actually for some of the times too in the first round. So there was no question that it was done quickly, and they really weren't concerned about the athletes at all. They just tried to get them in as quick as possible.
Now the theory being, if you make the playoffs, you shouldn't have to face a quick elimination. You should get to play a 7-game series. And that's the way it is. Everybody plays a 7-game series. Third period at Edmonton. Dallas 1, Edmonton 1. Hill gets the puck ahead by Mellanby. Here's Hines losing the puck to Mellanby. Centers wall. Stillman robbed by Kiprusoff. Mellanby robbed. He shoots again. Great save. Kiprusoff. Oh, baby. Was he dynamic? Here's Solani working in. Over to Stewart. He'll go behind the net. Centers all the way to the point to Hines. He loses the puck. It comes out. Brings it back in. Offside. Wow. The 24-year-old rookie from Finland, Miikka Kiprusoff, really putting on a show there, Bernie.
Wow, that was 3 great saves. Mellanby was all by himself. It's hard to believe that this didn't go in. Here's the original shot there, Stillman. The puck came back out to the front of the net. Corso just dished it out. Here's Mellanby, the backhander now on the forehander. Just couldn't get it high enough as Kiprusoff was able to take that with his right shoulder. So 3 huge saves by Kiprusoff. There's it from the other angle, but this puck came back right to Mellanby, but it was the right shoulder of Kiprusoff that was able to keep that out of the net.
If you joined us late, the report right before the game, Evgeny Nabokov not dressed because of the flu. We're not saying anybody believes it, but that's the report. We're just 2 seconds shy of the 6-minute mark. Second period, you see the Blues out shooting San Jose 19-11. Rafchi fires the puck in. It sails over the glass and into the crowd. Tkachuk has scored for the Blues with a second left in the first period. Dom Foose has scored for the Sharks in the second period, 58 seconds in. Back playoff games 35 times. Don't fare as well in the second game as they do in the first. Well, Brian Marchment getting cheered. He's back on the San Jose bench after his collision with Keith Tkachuk. Thornton with a puck. Plays it over on the right wing. Sundstrom shoots it in. Ricci the other forward. Hannon and Rafchi on defense. Then Ricci knocks Turek down behind the net. Or should we say they had incidental contact. 2 Sharks down. Ricci and Sundstrom. Ricci trying to center, does, and Dimitra takes possession. Pavel Dimitra will flip the puck in. Hesh trying to get through, can't. And the puck cleared off of Dimitra to Thornton and on to Ricci. Now to Hannon. It's a 3-on-2. Here's Nicholas Sundstrom, and the pass eludes Thornton. Hesh off the boards. Ricci intercepts. Over here to Thornton. He shoots and scores! Scott Thornton. He's having a big series. And San Jose takes the lead 2-1.
I can't believe that Scott Thornton's career best is only 19 goals, because he has very much impressed me, Kenny, in the 4 games now. But what a shot. That's a perfect shot. That was a turnover by the Blues, and a perfect pass. Ricci across, and look at this shot right inside the goalpost. Roman Turek moving from his right to left, but what a shot by Scott Thornton as he finishes off that play, and the Sharks all of a sudden now lead 2-1, but that puck came around the boards, and it was Ricci that got to it, and that's Ricci's first point too in the series, Kenny, so the Sharks have come alive.
After their good start in the first period, weathered by the Blues, and a late first period goal by Tkachuk, the Sharks have not given up. They've really had a good second period. Here comes Young on with Turgeon Drake firing the puck in. Kiprusoff shoots it up the boards. It hits Young in the back. Drake slammed to the boards by Dom Foose. Turgeon run down from behind by Rafchi. Turgeon bumped down by Rafchi. Sturm to Dom Foose to Nolan. Hannon trails. Gusarov flips the puck away. Loses it. Drake takes over. Leaves the puck for Pronger. 6:49. Thornton's third goal from Ricci. So Tkachuk has scored. Dom Foose and Thornton have answered as Pronger blasts the puck in, and the teams are changing. Mellanby flips it ahead, and the puck cleared out by Marchment. Now Lindsay can't get the puck. Stillman does on the wing to Mellanby. Hannon with him. Mellanby bumped by Marchment. Centering. Oh, Stillman hits the post on Corso's centering effort. What a chance for Stillman. Puck deep into the Blues zone. No icing. Look at Marchment charging. Daniel Corso has been rather quiet in the series. Advances the puck to Stillman. Now to Mellanby, who's had a good series. To Stillman, a shot. Penalty coming up. Big hit in the corner. There's going to be a penalty call here. Then Stillman gets charged by Harvey. After the whistle, Lindsay comes in. But we're going to get a penalty call against San Jose.
Good end-to-end action here. This is going to be a tripping call on Lindsay, who is arguing the call. But the Blues breaking out. Again, Marchment got caught on this rush, and Todd Harvey was back on the play on playing defense. So the Blues, again, you see Harvey is the guy on the right. He's a forward, and he's backing up inside the line. That's why he was back there. Marchment was caught. I thought he did a pretty good job to play on the defense, but in the meantime, there was a penalty call on Lindsay for tripping, so the Blues will be on the power play.
Lindsay will take a slashing penalty at 8:58. So he goes off 2 minutes for slashing. And the Blues on the power play, 1-for-1. Go to work trying to tie it. Here's McInnes over to Pronger. Tkachuk up front with Demitra and Stillman. The shot blocked, and that hurts Ricci's ankle. It's the playoffs. Away he goes. Takes the pass from Sundstrom. McInnes caught flat-footed, but able to bump him. Blues trail 2-1. Though they're out shooting San Jose 20-12. And the play offside. The Blues offside at the San Jose blue line.
The Blues special teams have been great, so they need to get back to work here. They've killed the penalty to the Sharks, and they've scored a power play goal, so they need to get another one here, Kenny.
Dan Smith coming by. Big hi to everyone back home in St. Louis. Also, Jim Jr. wants to say hi to his mom and dad, Jim and Georgia Burnett, back home. A lot of Blues fans here tonight for game number 4.
Yes, Michael from St. Louis wants to say hello to Carolyn watching the game at home. Mark Weisman stopped by. He wants to say hello to all his friends and back in St. Louis.
Nolan out killing the penalty with Sturm. The buck shot down the ice by Hannon on defense with Rafsky. The Blues have Turgeon, Young, and Mellanby up front. On the points, McInnes and Pronger, who has the puck. Giving it off to Turgeon against Rafsky. Turgeon's got Mellanby in front of shot. Big save! Kiprusoff. Oh, what a save! And the rookie goaltender has been splendid here in game number 4 for the Sharks.
Yes, he has. A great play by Pierre Turgeon going wide on Rafsky. This became a 3-on-2. You see Mellanby coming late in the slot. A perfect pass, and Mellanby got good wood, but you see the positioning of Kiprusoff diving forward towards the puck. You'll see how as he dives forward, takes this in the chest, and then is able to hang on and keep that against his body. So another huge save by Kiprusoff. That's 21 shots now the Blues have fired at Kiprusoff, and only the one goal with 0.8 seconds left in the first period that has got by him.
The shots in this period favoring the Blues 7-5, but the Sharks have scored twice here in the second. The Blues in the first period, 13 shots. Now they're up to 21, so give them 8 in this period. San Jose 7 in the first period, 5 in this period. Here is Turgeon. Over to Mellanby. Back to the point. Pronger. And the shot blocked by Mateau. He and Domfus, Rafsky, and Hannon killing the penalty. Here's Scott Young on the wing to Turgeon. Quick shot. Glove saved by Kiprusoff. And the whistle stops play with 46 seconds to go in the Bill Lindsay Sharks penalty.
I will say this much. If they told Kiprusoff this morning that he was playing and he's able to handle the pressure this way, Kenny, he's been absolutely outstanding. You see his movement is so good. He's very poised in goal. You wouldn't even think that there's any pressure on him at all, but Turgeon a quick wrist shot trying to beat him high to the glove side, but Kiprusoff already across. He does go down into that butterfly, so the Blues need to shoot the puck high on him and try to get it over his shoulder. Mellanby had a chance earlier, hit him in the right shoulder, needed to go up another 6 inches or so. So when he goes down, the Blues need to shoot at those upper corners.
2-1 Blues trail. They have the man advantage. Sharks try to clear Kent. McInnes over to Pronger. Back to McInnes. Ahead for Demitra. Into the corner. Stillman. Now Demitra to Stillman. Tkachuk out in front of the net. Demitra to Stillman again. In front. Here's Pronger. A shot off a leg. Tipped away by Stewart to Ricci. Now to Sundstrom, and he'll clear the puck the length of the ice. 20 seconds to go in the Blues power play.
Blues are getting chances. They just keep moving it around. Try to get Al McInnes loose and maybe get a couple of his big shots through from the right point.
Pronger gets the puck in. Kiprusoff off Stillman. Here's Tkachuk to Stillman. Avanoff with him. Avanoff wrist shot blocked by Stewart. The penalty over. Lindsay back on. Tkachuk battling Stewart. Here's Stillman. Sharks at full strength. Here's Demitra. Pavel Demitra looking for the pass. He'll go to the point. Salvador shot That deflects to Kachuk in front. And Kiprusoff, another big save as Stillman and Norton battle. Corey Stillman and Jeff Norton. And now things get a little hot and heavy as Kachuk comes into the middle of it behind the net. It's 2-1 Sharks.
Here in game 4, a lot of scoring opportunities on the power play, but they just couldn't buy one, as Kenny Kiprusoff has been absolutely unreal for his first playoff action, at least his first start, as the Blues now with 23 shots on goal. But here's one of those chances again. You see Kachuk battling in front, Stillman standing off to the corner of the crease, not able to get a lot of wood on it, but Kiprusoff has seen the puck very well tonight, moving very well, finding the puck, and he's able to cover it up, it seems, every time.
9:23 remaining in the second. Blues out shooting the Sharks 23-12. With San Jose on top. There you see the scoring chances, 11-7 Blues. Here's Sean Hill. And a shot that goes wide. Here's Solani. Mayers keeps the puck in. Mayers with Nesh and Corso. Here's Marlowe with Brad Stewart. Now Mateau into the corner against Hill. Hill trying to control the puck. Gets run down by the muscular Teemu Solani. And Hill ends up sitting on the puck. And you're watching Blues playoff action on KPLR TV St. Louis WB11.
Everybody fighting for position in the corners. You see Solani coming in and hitting Hill from behind, knocking him onto the puck. So that's why we have the stoppage of play over there. Solani hasn't done much in the series, and we'll try to find out what exactly is the problem, but it's pretty hard to find out why these guys and how these guys are injured. Another St. Louis and D. Matt from South St. Louis. Want to say hello to all his friends back in St. Louis.
There you see the playoff career numbers for the ex-Mighty Duck of Anaheim. Ricci on the draw, loses the face-off. But then Thornton gets the puck, plays it behind the net. Sundstrom to Thornton, and a shot goes behind the net. Here's Rafchi, he and Hannon on the points. Good pressure off the face-off by the Sharks. Ricci trying to get the puck loose, can't. Thornton gets it on his stick, now to Ricci. Spun around by Drake, puck goes high. Tipped ahead to Drake by Turgeon. To Pronger. He'll flip the puck ahead. Young trying to get there. Doesn't get interfered with by Hannon, but can't get through Hannon. And the puck to center ice. It's Gusarov. He'll leave it. Rafchi intercepts. Loses it. Young to Turgeon. He looks for Drake. And the pass out of his reach, tipped away by Kiprusoff. Rafchi flips the puck to the neutral zone. Gusarov gives the puck to Pronger. The Blues are changing. Back to the veteran Gusarov. Up to Kachuk. Right wing for Dimitri. He'll cut to the middle. No surprise. And the shot and the leg save.
There's that move that we haven't seen Dimitri do a lot of, and that is his power move. He does it as good as anybody in the league.
Backhander. Kiprusoff the save. Kachuk. Oh, in front for Hesh. Good defensive play by Ricci. Ricci flips the puck into the air. It'll bound down for McInnes. Slapping at it. It comes to Nolan. He shoots. He scores! Owen Nolan makes it 3-1 San Jose.
You see the luck of the bouncing puck. We saw it at the end of the first period where the puck bounced off the glass, came and bounced on the top of the net and into the net for the Blues' first goal. Here's a bounce as it bounced over Al McInnes' stick and then bounced flat on the ice, and the shot right there deflected, I believe, in front by Sturm, or else it went right through, but Owen Nolan pounded it. You see the Sharks in front of the net. I believe that's Sturm, and I don't know if he deflected it or not, but it's a big goal for the Sharks, and they have a 2-goal lead.
So the Sharks have not enjoyed a lead like this in this series. Here is down Foose, 3-on-2 to Owen Nolan. Sturm to the net, the shot. Turek the save, puck in the corner. McInnes battling Sturm, now around to the other side. Norton pitches in. Eastwood takes the puck, flips it over to Simpson. He'll just clear it out. And a big hit by Owen Nolan on Reed Simpson. Simpson and Nolan ready to go. The puck at the other end. Intercepting Eastwood. He's in alone. He shoots. Oh, baby! What a glove save by Kiprusoff. And they're going crazy here at Compact Center in San Jose. Nolan, his first playoff goal from Ricci and Sturm at 12:32 to make it 3-1. And then the rookie netminder, Miikka Kiprusoff, with a remarkable save to stop Eastwood on a breakaway.
The kid has really met the challenge, but here it is. It was Eastwood trying to come over top of that glove hand of Kiprusoff. Right idea, you got to get that puck up high, but he did not get it high enough at all. But there was behind the play, Nolan, the big hit on Simpson, and Simpson would let it go of his stick. In fact, everybody was watching down at that end when Eastwood ended up getting the breakaway as he stole the puck on the Aaron clearing pass. But a huge save again by Kiprusoff. The Blues 25 shots, and the kid has been absolutely outstanding.
25-14 are the shots. Kiprusoff has taken the spotlight. He's become the story here in Game 4. Hines up for Solani, not out. Hill, a shot, big stick save. Kiprusoff and Mateau to center ice. To Marlowe on the near wing to Solani. He's bumped down by Hill. Into the corner behind the net, Mateau. Now to the corner to Solani. Hill runs him. The puck controlled by Scott Mellanby. 6:15 to go in the second period. It's been a tough period for the Blues. The Sharks have come back with 3 to take the lead. Mellanby will try to work in on Sean Hines. Can't do it. Then Corso knocks down Granato, and Mateau, the ex-Blues winger, with a puck. Can't get in. Stillman blocks him. Pronger ahead for Corso. Stopped by Stewart. Loose puck. Here's Pronger. Now things getting rough. Young, a pass, but offside is Drake. And the action, and I mean action, stops with 5:45 left in the second period of Game 4. Owen Nolan has scored, and the Sharks down a game, lead this one 3-1.
3-1 lead. He has scored a goal, has an assist, and he's back to running everybody over. There's the big hit there on Reed Simpson, and Reed Simpson didn't like it. They pushed and shoved, but nothing came of it. But it seems to me that Nolan has refound himself.
Gave him a little trash talk there, it looked like.
Yeah.
Well, the Blues Marquee Madness playoff contest is underway, and your chance to be creative with your business marquee, storefront, or even the windows of your home to express your support of the Blues during the playoffs. All entries submitted will be pictured on the Blues website, and winning displays will win 2 tickets to a Blues playoff game. If you bleed blue, go to stlouisblues.com tonight or call 314-622-5403 to participate. Ricci gets hit by Young. Drake to Turgeon. In front for Drake and out of his reach. Blues trail 3-1 in the second period. Puck dumped in. Sundstrom beaten to the puck by Havanoff. His pass is to Scott Young. His pass is to Drake. His pass is to Turgeon. The trailer is Hill, and he can't accept the pass. Ratchey to Thornton. Now on the right wing for Nicholas Sundstrom, the 25-year-old. He gets hit, sends the puck behind the net. Turgeon has to contend with Thornton and Ricci. The puck at the side of the net, and it's still loose. Now slapped by Hill up the boards. Norton plays it into the corner to Sundstrom. Hill can't contain him. Sundstrom back to the point. Marchment, and a big save by Turek on Marchment. And the Blues clear the puck the length of the ice. And the Sharks have taken command here in the second period of Game 4. An icing call against the Blues. Let's go to the great googly moogly Rich Gould.
I'll tell you something, maybe sometimes it is lucky to be surprised. Miikka Kiprusoff has been outstanding so far, saving 26 of 27 shots. If you're looking for a turnabout in the second period, it may have come at the 6-minute mark. Game tied 1-1. He was sitting on his fanny making save after save. Talked with some folks in the San Jose organization, guys, about who the better goalie is, who's maybe the goalie of the future. It could be Kiprusoff, even though Nabokov is the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year.
You're absolutely right, Rich, and they really like Kiprusoff. In fact, if you talk to scouts around the National Hockey League, the goaltending in the farm system for San Jose, they say, is the best of all the league.
Gusarov gives up the puck, and the shot by Sturm high. Norton able to keep the puck in. Nolan hit by Corso. Pronger up to Dimitra. Now to Hecht. Far corner for Corso. Marchman is there. Marchman hits him in the face, and there'll be a penalty. Brian Marchman catches Corso in the face. And Marchman going, no, I hit him with my shoulder. Here comes trainer Ray Barilli out. Marchman will go off.
A huge opportunity here for the Blues to capitalize on a power play, but here it is going in the corner. There's the stick coming up. Marchman, as we're pretty used to seeing him do it, but it's a better look here. You see how the stick comes up with a pitchfork. As he's hitting there he gets the stick right in the face of Corso. Corso goes down. Now we'll see if it's a 2 or a 4-minute penalty here. I don't know if Corso was cut at just 2 minutes up on the board, so Corso is not cut. He's got that shield on, the face shield.
Dom Foos giving him the business. That's who Corso was reacting to there. And I'm sure Dom Foos is going something like, look it, you're not hurt. Get out of here. Get off the ice.
I have a feeling that the conversation was probably in French, too.
Probably.
You bet.
Marchman high sticking 15:47. So we had the two French Canadians in French talking about toughness in the NHL. That must be an interesting conversation.
One that you and I would not understand.
No, even if it was translated, we probably wouldn't understand it.
We would catch a couple of the words because some of those words are universal.
Yes, they are. 1 for 2 are the Blues in the power play. And when they were talking about being tough, we would have had the English translation. They probably would have been saying things we'd be shaking our heads at anyway. But that's a long story. 4:05 to go in the second period. The Blues have the man advantage. Marchman off at 15:47. The Blues are 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. 4 for 16 in the series. 25%. That's a good percentage. Kachuk, Stillman, Dimitra up front. McInnes pinches in to Dimitra. Pronger the other man at the point. Here's Stillman. Kachuk open, but no way to get the puck to him. Now Dimitra. He'll go over to McInnes. The big shot. Deflection by Kachuk over the glass and into the crowd.
What's really interesting, Kenny, with the Sharks is that they have 6 defensemen that are all left-hand shots. And that's what's really amazing is that when you're playing the off wing, very difficult to take the puck along the boards. And that's what the Blues have to do is try to shoot it around so that you get it into the right side. But here's the shot by McInnes and the deflection by Kachuk where else just right in front of the net goes up over top of the glass. So the faceoff will come outside. But the Blues need to utilize that and try to get that puck around to the far side away from us, so the right wing boards would be the left wing boards if you're going into the Shark zone, so it's harder for the Shark defenseman to take it off the boards being left-hand shots.
In this period, the Blues are out shooting San Jose 13-8. And the Sharks have scored 3 goals. The Blues have not scored a goal. Pronger, Turgeon with Mellanby. Turgeon bumps into Hannon. The other forward is Young. Here's McInnes. He fans, gets his man, Sturm. And there's going to be a penalty. Kerry Fraser will call McInnes for interfering with Marco Sturm. And both teams will be 1 man short for the next 59 seconds.
No argument from Al McInnes, but again, I keep going back to the old days, Kenny. The old days, that's no penalty at all because all he's doing is taking his man after the puck went by him. But in the new game now, it's interference, it's obstruction. That's a rule that's just been in for 2 or 3 years now, but no argument at all by Al McInnes. So we'll play 4 aside for 59 seconds, and then the Sharks will be on the power play, which has not been much of a power play through the first 3 games and almost 2 periods.
16:49, the time of the McInnes penalty. A big story tonight, the fact that Evgeny Nabokov, who might well be the Rookie of the Year in the NHL, did not even dress for Game 4, reportedly with the flu, and they have gone with rookie Miikka Kiprusoff, and he has had the hot hand in this game. 4-on-4. Pronger, Salvador, Demitra, and Hesh against Domfus, Nolan, Hannon, and Rafji. This is Mike Rafji. Rafji against Pronger. Turek stops the puck and holds it for a faceoff. Well, you know how big and how strong Pronger is. You got a little bit of an idea of how big and how strong Rafji is.
That may have been the only time this season that Rafji has tried to go on the offense. He is strictly a defensive defenseman, a big guy that's got a huge reach, but you never see him take the puck in offensively. And maybe with the fact that Ragnarsson being out, he feels that he has to do a little more offensively. And that was a pretty good move by Rafji, using his strength and cutting in on the net.
Interesting, with his team leading 3-1, that a defensive-minded defenseman would make a play like that. But again, 4-on-4, you've got a little more room.
Kenny, playoff hockey, expect the unexpected.
It's a roller coaster ride, and you never know when you'll be at the top or when you'll be at the bottom, but it'll come soon. Blues lead the best-of-7 Western Conference quarterfinal series 2-1. But the Sharks making a statement here in an effort to even it up at 2-2. With Game 5 coming up Thursday night in St. Louis. If a Game 6 is needed, it would be back here at Compact Center on Saturday afternoon. That would be a 2 o'clock game St. Louis time. Game 7 would be in St. Louis next Monday, the 23rd. And the play stopped as the puck goes out of play with 2:45 to go in the second period. Tomorrow night on the WB, Felicity is back. As gunshots ring out at Felicity's holiday party, we finally found out who is left standing and whose life will forever be changed. It's an all-new Felicity. Tomorrow night at 8 on WB 11. Ken Wilson, Bernie Federko, Rich Gould in San Jose. 4-on-4 for another 33 seconds. Then San Jose will have the power play. Here is Pronger. He gets hit by Nolan. They both go down, and Pronger is going to get a high sticking penalty in retaliation for a charge by Nolan, which is an interesting call by Kerry Fraser. We're going to see it again, but Bernie, I wouldn't say there was a charge, but I would say there was reason for Pronger to defend himself, and in being even-handed, it's probably not a bad decision by Kerry Fraser.
Let's see if he takes 3 strides. Well, he's gliding, so I don't know. I don't think there should have been a penalty call at all, Kenny. There was no high stick, and there was no charge. So it should have been just a hit. There's nothing wrong with that. Both of them had their hands up. There was no charge. He was gliding, so I guess he just felt that they needed both to rest. Kenny?
The play or call that would really be bad there would be a penalty to one player and not the other. And I think some referees might have found a way to have one penalty there.
They could have, but I think that there should have been no call there because both players were doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Finish your check, get your hands up, because someone's coming.
I agree. How many times have we seen one penalty there, which is really a bad call? So, 10 seconds until Marchman's back. It remains 4-on-4. Solani looks for Hannon. He has the puck. He shoots. And a save by Turek. So Solani with a little something on the shot. And now the Blues are offside. Marchman is back on. 56 seconds to go, and the penalty to McInnes. Solani and the Sharks go on the power play.
Solani's 3rd shot of the series. A pretty good move there through the legs of Gusarov, and then the quick shot. That was a hard save for Roman Turek because that was screened all the way. You see everybody going through the slot there, and there was Hannon in front, so that's a huge save there. But here's Solani's numbers now. Just 3 shots on 70 shifts, Kenny. And I don't know. We have to think something's wrong with him.
I would agree.
Or else he just doesn't want to play.
Tkachuk has scored for the Blues. That was at 19:59 of the first period on a power play. Dom Foose tied it 58 seconds into this period. Thornton made it 2-1 at 6:49. Nolan made it 3-1 at 12:32. San Jose with a power play. 2 minutes remaining in the second period as the puck goes out of play. Now you're going to visually see what I just told you, our Ford goal recap, which is living proof you don't always need announcers. On TV, you just watch. That's all you need to do.
The bad news is that Tkachuk scored the first one. The Sharks have scored the last 3, so the Blues need to answer that real soon, Kenny.
They do need a goal. You certainly don't want to be coming into the third period down by 2. 48 seconds remaining in the McInnes penalty. Don Foose and Eastwood. Hesh gets the puck and he'll move up ice on Brad Stewart. Trying to go around him. Does. He shoots. Kiprusoff, a big save there. Back the other way we go. 2 Blues caught up ice. 3-on-2. Stewart with Thornton and Solani. Now Don Foose goes to the net. The pass in front. Loose puck. Underneath. Kavanaugh still loose. And Kerry Fraser has stopped play as things get a little rough there with Thornton and Eastwood. And Eastwood very much in the middle of things. That's a pretty good opportunity.
Great move around Stewart, and that's one of the reasons why Stewart has not been playing every game in the series. He got beat defensively as Hesh went wide on him. You can't do that as a defenseman. Good shot, good opportunity, a big save, but here on the Shark chance, here Stewart going the other end. Now this whistle probably shouldn't have went, and Kenny, you look at here, Turek, I don't believe ever had this puck. I believe it was Havanov that tied this puck up.
It's loose right about there.
Let's see from this angle here if Turek really got it or not, but it was in between the legs here of Havanov. It was underneath Havanov. Turek did not get this at all. It was under the right arm there of Havanov. So
there it is right there.
Blues very fortunate that whistle did go there.
24 seconds to go in the power play. Big save, Turek on the shot from Hannon at the blue line. And we'll have another face-off in the Blues' end.
Important face-offs again. The Blues lose this one, and Hannon just pounds it. Good position. You see how far Roman Turek is out. Havanov tried to clear it, but Turek beat him to the punch there, was able to freeze it. So still 21 seconds remaining in the power play. Another face-off to the right of Roman Turek.
Shots there, 14-10 Blues in this period after out shooting the Sharks 13-7 in the opening period. By the way, Dallas at Edmonton. Dallas leading the series 2-1, 1-1 in overtime. Hannon to Solani. He blisters that one, let one rip. And here's Ravchi. 10 seconds to go in the Sharks man advantage. Down Foose to Solani. In front, Ravchi fans. Hannon keeps the puck in to Thornton. The penalty is over. McInnes back on the ice. Can't get into play soon enough. The shot, the save by Turek. And a whistle stops the action with 1:07 to go in what has been a huge second period for the Sharks.
Good play by Domfus. You see him take the puck here. Everybody max out, so he just comes in and tries to stuff it. And you give Thornton credit there, going to the net again. But here it is from this angle. Domfus tried to stuff it.
To Tkachuk with Mayers. Puck goes in. Mayers after it. Taken down. He holds on to Thornton's stick. Then the puck sent far side. Ricci under pressure from McInnes, who steals the puck. Flips it behind the net. Eastwood lets it go to Mayers. Back for Eastwood. Ricci steps in his way. The puck tipped away by Kiprusoff. McInnes, a bad angle shot turned away. Then Kiprusoff tries to get the puck and does. And he looks unflappable, at least so far.
Very good point, Kenny. There, a goaltender, especially a young goaltender, you'd expect it to be flopping around, but very poised, stood up against that right post. When you have Al McInnes coming in all the way from the side, it's very amazing that he's able to stand up there, but there's a good look at it. 24 years old, 6 feet, 190 pounds. Another European goalie from Finland. And he appears to have a bright future, if this is any indication. The last 2 years he's spent in the American League, He was 4th last year in goals against average in the American League. He was 3rd this year in Kentucky in the American Hockey League. So he's had a real good career down in the American Hockey League.
From the draw to Gooseroff, the shot deflects, and right in the crease, Kiprusoff scoops the puck up.
A good face-off by the Blues here as they won the draw back, and just a quick wrist shot, bobbled around. Drake able to get it towards the net, but an easy one there for Kiprusoff as that puck just bounced into the big net. But a good shot by Gooseroff, just get it through.
The Turgeon line out there, 8 points in the game last night. No points in the game tonight. Quick shot, Turgeon wide, Young into the corner. Cannon meets him, knocks him down. Rafji, Turgeon, Damphus. Turgeon trying to get the puck in front. Cannon gets it, can't clear. Pronger keeps it in. Turgeon trying to battle Hannon. Drake and Rafji there. Damphus with the puck again. Pronger trying to keep it in, and it deflects to center ice. Alexei Gooseroff to Pronger. Blues need to make a good early statement here, put the pressure on, really force San Jose to earn a victory.
Absolutely, they need to pressure them. You look back to game 2, the one that the Sharks won 1-0. The Sharks did not take a penalty in the 3rd period. They were very disciplined.
Corso to Pronger, who's on with Gooseroff. Here's Alexei Gooseroff. Far side for Corso. He'll flip the puck in. Matteau will get it out. Blues trying to change. Gooseroff again. Now to Kachuk. He'll get the puck in. Kiprusoff leaves it for Norton. And off the glass it goes into the crowd. Just 11 seconds away from the 2-minute mark in the 3rd period. The American Express Championship coming up at Belle Reve Country Club. September 10th through the 16th. Tiger Woods, the Masters champ, along with a world-class field, coming to our great city. General admission for the entire week is only $200. Get your tickets by calling 866-WGC-2001 or online at Ticketmaster.com. Dimitra, Corso, and Kachuk. Blues shaking the lines up a bit. Norton pokes the puck up to Solani. Havanoff pinches in, and we've seen it here at the outset of the period through 2 minutes. As the puck goes in the crowd again, the defenseman pinching in every possible occasion.
Which is okay as long as you're going to get the puck. You have to be very careful. The Blues down by 2 goals. It's not imperative that they score the first 2 or 3 minutes. It's imperative that they do score some goals, but you don't want to take too many risks right now. If you got an opportunity to pinch, go ahead, but don't take yourself out and create a 3-on-1 against or a 2-on-1, and all of a sudden you find yourself down by 3 goals instead of 2.
The Blues in the Stanley Cup playoffs for their 22nd straight season. That's a record that's hard to believe. Edmonton has scored in overtime at home to beat Dallas 2-1, and that series is even at 2 victories aside. Dallas never finds Edmonton very easy, do they?
Huge win for Edmonton, especially without Doug Weight. Doug Weight thrown out of that game for the check from behind, and they still win it without him.
Yeah, that was early on a check from behind on defenseman Richard Matvichuk. Salvador to McInnes with Hesh, Stillman, and Mellanby up front. The pass ahead off Mellanby. Hines lines him up, knocks him off balance, and then decides to fall on him and squish him a little bit. Then Mellanby trips Hines. Mellanby trying to center, and at the post, the puck gets loose. Oh, and almost out of position, Kiprusoff. Stillman stopped at the last minute. Mellanby trips Nolan, and he's going to get a penalty. You can only get away with so much. Delayed penalty coming up against the Blues. To the bench, Kiprusoff. The pass far side. The Sharks are offside, and the Blues, down 3-1 in the 3rd, are going to be shorthanded as Mellanby will go off for tripping.
Boy, oh boy, if Stillman would have only seen, I believe it was Mellanby was all by himself when he came around. He tried to stuff the puck. It would have been an easy goal. But you see Mellanby got hit here, and he goes down. Hines with a big hit. But it was just after that here, you'll see. It's right here now. Here's where Stillman, if he would have saw in front of the net, you see right there on the edge of your screen there, there was one of the Blues players, I'm not sure who that was, who was ever playing, maybe Corso playing the center on this line. He would have had the empty net, but Stillman tried to stuff it instead, and Right after that, Scott Millenby with the tripping penalty, so the Sharks on the power play that has not fared well at all.
They're 0 for 2 here in game 4. 15 power play tries in the series. They have yet to score. The Blues have Gusarov and Pronger out there, along with Drake and Young. Here's Scott Hannon on the stick of Vincent Domfus, and Nolan clearly offside on the near right wing.
Let's not forget that the Blues scored a shorthanded goal last night. Dallas Drake with the shorthanded goal, so if the Blues get an opportunity, they've got to do it.
The goal in Edmonton scored at 17-19 in the first overtime period. A power play goal. Mike Comrie, the youngster, the high-dollared young player. And it's now 2-2. Comrie also had an assist on the first Edmonton goal in the second. Carter scored in the second, Keane in the third, and Comrie late in the first overtime. Here's Jochen Hecht.
He's a pretty good player, too, Comrie.
Yeah, he is.
Great speed.
San Jose trying to duplicate Edmonton's effort, tying the series at 2. Nolan fires the puck around behind the net to Domfus. It gets by him. Hecht trying to get the puck, can't, and we're going to get a slashing penalty here. And it'll be against Chris Pronger. So the Blues will be 2 men short for the next 1 minute and 20 seconds.
This could be the ball game here. A 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 20. It was Nolan that got whacked over on the far side. And it's interesting, Kenny, is that Nolan is not playing the point on this power play. He's the guy that's going in. You'll see it right here. Pronger with the slash right there. We'll get a tighter look here. But here's Pronger. And then as Nolan's right there, the slash on the back of the leg. Nolan goes down. It's not unlike what happened in game 1. The Blues, a 5-on-3 power play. And I believe it was Nolan was sitting in the box, wasn't he, Kenny?
Yep. Here we are. Joel Quenneville's team on the ropes. Down by 2 in the third. 16:26 to go in regulation. For the next minute 20, the Blues facing a 2-player deficit. Eastwood, McInnes, and Havanoff out there. Against Solani, Domfus, Ricci, Nolan, and Hines. And fortunately for the Blues, the old linesman, Kevin Collins, who's had a tough couple of nights here, happened to get in the way. So a little time is eaten up. Sean Hines in his first game. First playoff game ever. Now Solani. To Nolan, a pass shot by Ricci. Here's Sean Hines, stopped by McInnes. And he'll clear the puck the length of the ice. We're just past the 4-minute mark of the third period. 45 seconds to go in this 5-on-3 for San Jose. Looking to take the lead to 4-1. Solani's pass knocked down by Hecht, who's out there with McInnes and Havanoff. And McInnes clears the puck away.
If you can't even get a shot on goal on a 5-on-3, you don't deserve much.
Domfus to Solani. Solani to Nolan. The shot, the save. Hecht clears the rebound to the boards. Nolan keeps the puck in. Mellenby will be back in 12 seconds. Here's Mike Ricci. Getting the puck back from Domfus, returning it to him. Now one-timer Nolan, and that deflects wide. Mellenby about ready to come on. Hines, the pass. Domfus. The pass. Puck hits the side of the net. Mellenby on. It's a 5-on-4 for 33 seconds. And the puck skipped by Hines. So he'll have to retreat. Both teams changing players. Pronger with 25 seconds to go in his penalty. Blues trail 3-1. 5:15 gone in the third. Marlowe with a head of steam. Shooting the puck in. This is Turek. Around the glass, glove down by Thornton. Puck knocked away by Hill, and Young will whack it down the ice. Except for that brief spurt there, the Sharks not getting anything done with the 2-man nor the 1-man advantage.
Now, I don't know, was there one shot on goal, Kenny? I know that Nolan shot the puck wide, so I don't even know if they got a shot on goal.
Now Pronger back on. Now here's Hill. Puck goes right on goal. Kiprusoff makes the save. Both teams are changing. Now the puck cleared out by Hannon. Now the Blues to center ice. Here's Dimitra. He lets a shot go, and Kiprusoff makes the save. Dimitra still with the puck. Hannon hanging on him. Now Turgeon trying to get the puck loose along the boards. He gets hit. Here's Keith Tkachuk. Tkachuk for Pronger, and Granato covers him. Then Pronger wrestled down behind the play. Turgeon wrestled down, and the Blues are getting muzzled a bit, and they're not happy about it. From killing that 5-on-3 and the subsequent 5-on-4.
We talked about it all year long. If you have a 5-on-3 power play and you don't score on, a lot of times it comes back to haunt you. We'll have to see how this plays out, but the Blues may end up with a 5-on-3 of their own, Kenny, and the power play of the Blues has been great.
The Blues have had 4 shots on goal in this period. The Sharks have had 2, and they came on the power play. Brian Marchment up to Nicholas Sundstrom in the middle of Mike Ricci. Pronger will go in the corner with Thornton. And Pronger ends up on top. Now there's going to be a penalty. I'm going to give Pronger a penalty. Now Tkachuk after the puck. He'll touch it, the whistle. Oh, I got to see this. Where was the penalty? Must have been there. Kerry Fraser's calling it.
Thornton hit Pronger in the corner. Now, I didn't see whether or not he punched him back, but he's not arguing on the play at all, Kenny, so I would assume that he retaliated. But here's the hit in the corner by Thornton. Now, I don't know. Let's see if there's a punch here as he's down. Yeah, I didn't see it from there. If that's it there, it's not a very strong call, in my opinion. There's his reaction, and I don't know, Kenny. That was questionable. Really questionable.
After a few minutes ago at the other end where he got shoved down in front behind him when the referees weren't looking at the end of the play, Turgeon gets flipped over upside down, and that's a roughing penalty.
But the scary part is that every time one of these is called, maybe the Blues are going to get one of their own. Here's a better angle right here. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, there it is. There's the left hand. Yeah, there's the left hand. So
I'll give him some credit.
Yeah,
there's the punch.
Yeah, there was there, but again, we'll see how this plays out. But if the Sharks continually don't score in the power play game, this always gives the Blues another opportunity to still get back in this game.
You got to have good eyes to be a referee. You got to catch a lot of those little things, and 2 or 3 cameras, it takes you a while to see it.
Yep.
That gives you some idea. It's 7 minutes into the 3rd period how tough it is to be a referee. Whoa. It's got to be rugged, even with 2 of them out there. Solani runs into Salvador's clearing effort, and McInnes clears the punt the length of the ice. You're watching the Blues on KPLR TV, WB11, St. Louis. Owen Nolan ahead to Dom Foose on the wing to Sundstrom. He shoots the puck in. Here's Solani losing it. Dimitra trying to clear, cannot. Norton keeps it in. Sundstrom looking for Dom Foose, goes around behind the net. San Jose on the power play. They are 0 for 4 in the series, 0 for 17.
Solani does not want to take the hit to make the play along the boards. That's 3 or 4 times, and that's why I still can't understand why Nolan is not playing the position along the board.
Sundstrom off the inboards to Ricci. Back for Sundstrom. Avanoff slams him. Here's Solani, who looks a little bit less than a multi-million-dollar player in this series. Eastwood loses the puck. He's offside. A delayed call. Here comes Mike Ricci. 40 seconds to go, and Pronger's penalty. Thornton gets hit. Flips the puck ahead over the glass. It goes into the crowd. Blues trail in the 3rd period, 3-1. We go to Rich Gould.
This Sharks power play not good at all. They still haven't scored. So if you're looking ahead to a possible game 5, you're thinking, are they eventually going to get something going? One player who has been Scott Thornton. What a remarkable series. Game 2 got the game's only goal, a 1-0 Sharks win. In Game 3, he got the first Sharks goal to get him off the schneid. And tonight, the 2nd goal of the game. 3 career playoff goals for Thornton coming into this series. He already has 3 in 4 games of this series, Kenny.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's been a plus, and Anytime you go into a playoff series, you're wondering who's going to be that player that steps up and does something he doesn't typically do. And for them, it's been Scott Thornton.
Matthew goals on the year is very unusual for him, too. His career high was 10 coming to this year, so he's had a great year.
Tony Granato on the power play. Blues shorthanded, handed to Rafchi. Wrist shot, big save by Turek. Strong will be back in 2 seconds. Here's Granato. Havanoff runs into him. Ricci taken out. Pronger's back on. Trying to get the puck. He can't. And it's Sasha Havanoff. Ed Manning to Drake. Harvey bumps him. Rafchi gets the puck and shoots it in. Pronger leaves it. Marlowe finishes his check. Here's McInnes up to Drake. Quickly to Turgeon. Stopped by Marksman. Marlowe to Mateau. Sharks up 3-1 in the third. Pad save. Turek. And he makes the save there. And then Drake gets upended as Harvey goes sliding in. And Drake may be shaken up. Pronger with his mitt in the face of Marlowe. And there's plenty of unhappiness. How is Drake? He's a little shaken up and barking at the referee as he skates around.
Blues have to keep their composure. If the Sharks end up taking an unnecessary penalty, the Blues can capitalize, so they'd be very composed. But Mateau with just a quick shot off left wing. The rebound, Marlowe just spun and shot it. And here's Harvey going through towards the net. Al McInnes knocked him down, but we'll maybe get a look at how Dallas Drake went down. Here's the shot here, the kick, and there's Drake. And he ends up, he gets hit by Harvey as Harvey was knocked down by McInnes, and he slid into Drake. Looked like Drake hurt his leg a little bit, but he appears to be all right, back sitting on the bench.
This crowd stirring here as you see the Blues out shooting San Jose 32-24. Stirring because they just showed the video of Barry Bonds' 500th career home run at Pac Bell Park up the road. Norton, a high stick on Mellanby. Neither referee sees it, and play goes on. Mellanby getting a stick in the face. Puck goes down the ice. There's no icing. Pronger will have to play it. Blues trail 3-1 here in game number 4. Mellanby, a pass for Pronger. He'll have to circle back. Marlowe, a big hit on Pronger. Gusarov up to Turgeon. Now to Tkachuk with Mellanby. Faking the shot. Tkachuk a pass. Turgeon shot blocked by Marco Stern. San Jose, the much more physical team here as this game has gone on. Here's Havanoff from Turgeon. Long shot caught by Kiprusoff. Rebound to Marchman. On the fly, Nolan. Both teams changing. To Stern. Poke check by Hill. Domfus follows up. He shoots and fires wide. Loose puck. Jochen Hesch with Corso. And Dimitra. The catch by Kiprusoff. The rebound to Hines. Hill takes his man down on the far side. And the whistle blows to stop play. 9:21 to go in regulation action. And the Blues trail the Sharks 3-1. It's been brilliant. Stopping 33 of 34 shots. Owen Nolan and Vincent Domfus have stepped up. And despite out-shooting the Sharks, Bernie, the Blues are down by 2.
Kiprusoff clearly has been the difference. He's been absolutely outstanding. The Blues have had numerous scoring chances, and the youngster has really met the challenge every time.
They talk about goaltending being important, especially in the playoffs. Boy, these two games out here last night and tonight, goaltending huge in both.
Absolutely, and really Roman Turek, it's not that he's having a bad night. It's the other kid who's just been spectacular.
The Blues have Turgeon with Young and Tkachuk, McInnes and Salvador for this faceoff. Turgeon facing off with Vincent Domfus. 9:21 to go. Puck goes behind the Sharks net. Rafchi there first up the boards. Funny bounce. Tkachuk in front. Young, a shot. He's got it. Kiprusoff makes another save.
That one just fluttered a little bit, but that puck hit one of the partitions of the glass, one of the steel structures there along the side boards, and it came back to Tkachuk, who threw it to Young. Young didn't get a lot of wood on this. It just kind of fluttered and went up, and you see it just came down, and Kiprusoff a pretty easy save there as it just fluttered. But here from this angle, you'll see the puck just go up in the air coming down. But again, he's very sharp. His concentration is very good. In fact, it's been perfect throughout the game. And everything that's been in front of Kenny, he's made the save. The only goal that's got by him is the one that came from behind.
Amazing, isn't it? That was with 1 second left in the first period. A Keith Tkachuk power play goal. The Blues have been shut out since. Dom Foose, Thornton, and Nolan scoring for the Sharks in the third period. They got a quick jump in their recovery when Dom Foose tied it just 58 seconds into the second period. Thornton's goal at 6:49 of the middle period made it 2-1. Nolan scored at 12:32. That's the last goal we have seen here in Game 4. Shark Sturm flips the puck out. Here's McInnes with it off the boards to Salvador. His pass comes to Young. He'll backhand the puck in. On against Dom Foose, Sturm, and Nolan. Kiprusoff off the glass. Young gets hit by Rafchi. Tkachuk with a puck. He'll shoot. Oh, just wide of the post. Here's Marco Sturm. He hit a post last night. Both teams are changing. Bryce Salvador, nice move, shoots the puck in. Back for Thornton. He overskates the puck, hits his teammate Marchman with it, and gets it back. Marchman may have got hit in the cheek. Now the puck dumped into the blue zone. Sharks complete the change, and it's Alexei Gusarov teamed with Chris Pronger to Mellanby and back to Pronger. Mellanby up front with Mayers and Stillman. Here's Pronger shooting the puck in from his side of center. Norton will touch it, and that's an icing call. Pronger thought two things, I'm sure. One, it'll be on net, and two, my guy will get there first. Neither happened. Join Catherine Jamberetz and Dave Erickson tomorrow night on WB11 News at 9. Rich Gould will be along with the latest highlights from the Cards Arizona game. And Gary Seif will have the latest weather. It's all tomorrow on WB11 News at 9.
Another sellout here at the Shark Tank, 17,496.
They make a lot of noise and they have a lot of fun. Mayers and Ricci. Stillman to Pronger to Mellanby. Here he comes to Stillman. Hit by Marchman to Mayers. He's in. Oh, he shoots high and then has the puck hit his body and go to the end boards. The battle ensues there. Where's the puck? And they blow the whistle to stop play. 7:52 on the clock. It's the third period. Jamal Mayers and the Blues trailing by 2. The Sharks hoping to gain a win and tie the series at 2 games aside.
Nice play right up the middle. Mellanby just a dump pass into the middle, and Jamal Mayers, great speed, just ended up shooting high and wide. The puck rolling a little bit. Keith Tkachuk in the prior shift had a good opportunity too as he walked out of the corner. We've seen this a lot, and tried to go back against the grain. And again, Kiprusoff's in great position there as that puck just goes wide of the far post.
From the face-off, the battle, Corso trying to get the puck ahead to Hesh Kanat, and the puck shot out and down the ice by Stewart. It'll trickle wide. Bill to touch it, a whistle, icy against San Jose.
Blues, a lot of face-offs in the Shark zone. The Sharks are not going to be afraid to ice it. You'll see the defense, I think, Kenny, now very important that they pinch whenever they can. You got to take some chances. Running out of time now. The clock works against you, so face-offs are all going to be important in that offensive zone for the Blues.
Blues played here twice in the regular season. They won the first game, lost the second. They play 2 games here in the playoffs. They win the first game, and they're facing defeat here in the second. Tkachuk, Turgeon, Young, Hill, and Havanoff out there. Dom Foose on the faceoff with Tkachuk. Back for Young. He'll shoot, blocked by Nolan. To Turgeon. Behind the net to Tkachuk. Away from Dom Foose. Ooh, out to Young, and a good play by young defenseman Scott Hannon. Here is Sasha Havanoff. Up to Young. Little foot pass for Tkachuk. Now to Turgeon. Can't get around Rafchi. And the puck shot the length of the ice. No icing. Both teams changing players. Havanoff up to Hill. He'll work in. Cannon comes back. Gets the puck. Up the glass. And down the ice. Havanoff racing back. Touches the puck. Icing is the call. He had to kind of take a half step there to make sure he didn't get there too soon. And there's 6:58 remaining in the third period. Daryl Sutter's team leading it 3-1.
50% of the time, Kenny, you're going to get that call, and 50% of the time you're not. And the Sharks did not get the call. The Blues did. But here's the other quarterfinals here at Colorado. 4-3 last night. Peter Forsberg, they lead that series 3-0. Dallas and Edmonton now are tied at 2 apiece with the overtime win by the Oilers. And Detroit is at L.A. tomorrow night. Detroit leads that series 2-1.
Over in that other division, things are interesting. Boy, New Jersey just clobbering Carolina in the first 3 games.
And Toronto up 3-0 on Ottawa. What an upset. Number 2 versus number 7.
What a surprise. Salvador into the corner. Marchman and Eastwood there. Eastwood, Dimitra and Drake, and he slaps the puck wide. Leteau clears the puck down the ice. Salvador will go back to touch it. Now 6:41 left. In the third period, the Blues need 2. That Eastern Conference. Penguins leading 2-1. There's that Toronto series. Ottawa finally scoring in the third game, but down 3-0, so they face elimination. What a series there. Buffalo, in a sense, surprising Philadelphia.
Well, that series I really don't ever consider an underdog, because Philadelphia entered the season with 100 points and Buffalo with 98. So it's kind of been a seesaw battle there, and anything can happen.
McInnes a shot, and there's a save. Eastwood in the Bachler and Kiprusoff's way, and they bump a little bit. Here's McInnes to Eastwood. Over to Hesh. Back for Eastwood. Now to Dimitra. Can't get a shot. Dimitra to the point. Salvador shot caught. And Miikka Kiprusoff holds on to stop play. Marchman in the face of Jochen Hesh.
If the Sharks continue to sit back, Kenny, and just take faceoffs, they're going to have some trouble. The Blues are going to get some opportunity, but here's a shot by Al McInnes. And here you see Eastwood right on top of Kiprusoff. That could have been an interference call, too. But no call by referee Terry Fraser. But you see here Kiprusoff trying to get back in, and Eastwood's in the way, and he's not going to move. So if that pass would have come out, it would have been a pretty easy one for Eastwood, but Kiprusoff is very good. But right now the Sharks are on their heels, and the Blues get 1, Kenny. Anything's happened. We saw Edmonton come back with 2 goals in the last minute and 3 seconds the other night. So anything, I think, could still happen here. Blues plenty of time.
This is Thornton with Sundstrom just dumping the puck in. The Blues out shooting San Jose here in this scoreless third period. 10-5. Sundstrom and Havanoff. Ricci and Turgeon. Ricci centers. Rafchi, great chance. And a huge save by Turek on Mike Rafchi. Rafchi, Ricci combining. Now Thornton, a shot blocked. Here's Tkachuk flipping the puck out. Rafchi gloves it down. Back to Hannon. Blues are changing. Havanoff knocks the puck down. Tkachuk poke checked, and it's Scott Young flipping it in. Glove down by Hannon. He'll just clear the puck out. The Clubs continue to change. 5.5 minutes to go. Third period. Blues trail at 3-1. Dimitra to Stillman. On Hannon. Mellanby in front. And he's really tied up by Stewart. Hannon grabbed a bit in the corner by Stillman. Mellanby there, waiting for the puck. Dimitra gets it loose, but not before a whistle. And we'll have a face-off in the San Jose zone. 5.
Kiprusoff has been very good, and the big save came off Scott Mellanby, not once, but twice. Here, this one right off the right shoulder. Our Commerce Bank big save of the night, and boy, the kid has been good in goal tonight.
The 24-year-old from Finland, Miikka Kiprusoff. Evgeny Nabokov reportedly with the flu, not even dressed. Their backup goaltender is Visa Toskala. Back the other way. Stern can't get a shot. feeds in front. Nolan in the corner. Down boost. Sturm with him. Pass tipped away. Here's Keith Tkachuk. He'll shoot the puck in. Cannon in the corner. Gets hit. Spins away. Clears the puck down the ice. They need to keep icing and icing and icing and icing. And McInnes touches the puck, a bit frustrated with 4:36 remaining in the third. Here's a great gift idea for you folks. St. Louis Blues Miracle Ties on sale now for a $20 donation to the Children's Miracle Network. They're dressy neckties featuring the Blues logos and colors, as well as Pavel Dimitra's signature. Order yours by calling that number, 314-434-6880. All proceeds benefit the Children's Miracle Network.
I keep saying that the more face-offs there are in your own zone, the more trouble you're going to have. And boy, the Sharks have had a lot of face-offs in their own zone. The Blues just need one. We look at the scoring chances, 18-11 for the Blues. That just shows you how good Kiprusoff has been. Only one goal on 18 scoring chances.
Game 5 Thursday night at Savvis Center at 6:30. We'll be along with you on Fox Sports Net. Hill run into Scott Thornton, back for the puck. Whips it up the boards. Kavanaugh stops Sundstrom. The shot knocked away. Marchman is all over Mayers, who battles. Hill pinches in, and Thornton clears the puck away, and Kavanaugh retreats. 4:15 remaining in the third. Stillman can't get the puck. Ricci a shot, and that goes over the net. Here's Thornton. For Sundstrom, spun around by Hill and Jamal Mayer. Gets away from the check by Thornton. The puck knocked high in the air. Hill gets in the way of Sundstrom, and Kavanaugh will work up the ice. Both teams looking to change. On the wing for Mellanby. He'll stop, leave the puck for Hill. He'll flip it towards the front of the net, but it goes behind the goal. Tkachuk in a battle with Solani. The Mayer's in front. Oh, and he shoots high. Took some time going from the backhand to the forehand. Patrick Marleau. Solani in front, and he can't get a shot. Loose puck for Sean Hill. 3:27 to go. Hill can't clear. Cannon for Mateau, broken up. Cronin to Turgeon. 3-on-2 with Tkachuk. Young to the slot. Tkachuk to McInnes. A shot, and the save there. The puck goes behind the net. Bronner rings up Hannon. The puck cleared out. Al McInnes with it. Blues and Sharks are changing. The pass ahead. Tkachuk shot down by Hannon. And the puck cleared up the boards. And here's McInnes in his own zone. Out there with Kavanaugh. Blues changing. Sharks getting an appreciative round of applause from their fans. A Sharks win means a game 6 here Saturday afternoon. Kavanaugh winds up. The shot looked like it was headed wide. Hannon in the corner. Now to Sturm. I would say, Bernie, the Blues have not been as physical since the first period as they might be. Granted, they got behind quickly in the second, but they still have not been real physical for 60 minutes.
I think they're a little tired, and I think the game is worn and the series is worn when you're playing back-to-back games, especially after the win last night. And again, a very physical game last night. Very hard to play a couple of games in a row like this, back-to-back nights.
And certainly, as Dimitra steals, more urgency for the Sharks. The shot. Kiprusoff the save. The Sharks, knowing if they don't win this game, they're probably not going to win the series. So they're playing in a more desperate situation. Mike Ricci trying to move in on Bryce Salvador. That is not something he can do. 1:53 to go. Blues down by 2. Sharks close to evening the series at 2 wins aside. Stillman to Eastwood. Eastwood shoots the puck in. Cannon gets in the way of Hesh. Cannon falls down. Ratchy clears, not out. McInnes a shot. Blocked by the stick of Ratchy. Stillman centers to Hesh. And he is blocked out by Hannon. He's not happy. He punches Hannon. He thought that Hannon was holding him. The referees did not think that Scott Hannon was doing something wrong.
It's at the point right now where almost anything can go. Both parties are going to be fighting for the same position, especially in front of the net, and the referees usually let everything just go unless it's a cross-check from behind. We saw a cross-check from Ragnarsson back in game 2. We can go back with the Blues trailing that game 1-0 with 3 seconds left in that game, and unless there's a cross-check from behind. You're not going to see any penalties, but here, Hannon with one punch, and then the punch back from Hesht, and no call there because both got a shot in, so.
Pretty clear that Hannon is holding a stick, and that's what got Hesht upset.
Yep. But that's the scary part. At this time in the game, it seems that those are not called, and it doesn't make any sense, but that's the way hockey has always been and probably always will be like that, Kenny.
The Blues call a timeout with 1.5 minutes remaining in the third period, and they face a 2-goal deficit, primarily because of that man, Miikka Kiprusoff.
And the conversation right now is going to be just, guys, we need 2 goals, but we can't get the second one until we get the first one. So everybody tie up a man. Let's win the face-off. Let's get a shot on goal, and everybody crowd the front of the net and just hope for a rebound or a deflection or something. But first of all, the face-off has got to be won. The Blues now with 40 shots on goal, as you saw, which is unbelievable. But Kiprusoff has been really, really good in between the pipes.
Mellanby, Turgeon, Tkachuk, Young, Pronger, and McInnes. Turek on the bench. 1.5 minutes remaining in regulation time in Game 4. The Blues lead the series 2-1, but the Sharks lead this game 3-1. Mike Ricci and Pierre Turgeon on this very big face-off. Sharks win it. Hannon, Blues player hurt. Turgeon, he's in pain. In pain, he's hurt. Now check it. Is it Turgeon or Tkachuk? It's Tkachuk. It's Tkachuk who gets high-sticked on the play, and he's not happy. Tkachuk is furious. He wants the number. Here's the play.
There it is. It was the whack of one of the defenseman, and Ratchy, it looked like, and Tkachuk is very mad as none of the referees or the linesmen saw it at all, so there's no call here. He got it right on the nose. You see he's bleeding on the nose, but it was Ratchy trying to hold Tkachuk up going through the middle, and he got the slash in there, and the slash was a little high and ended up hitting Tkachuk in the nose, and you're going to see that he's really sorry. But you'll see here right off the face-off, you're going to see number 40 is going to be the slash right here. See, with the slash right there. Right on the corner of the face, and that's why the call was made. Now, I don't know why they're going to take the face-off back inside, because when somebody is hurt, if that's the reason that the face-off went, Kenny, the face-off should come outside. But
I thought so. I thought also the face-off should be outside the blue line.
Because if this whistle was blown because Keith Tkachuk was hurt, he can't even stay on the ice. If he was the reason that the call was made.
So Tkachuk giving veteran referee Kerry Frazier an earful. Pronger trying to calm Tkachuk down. But I would suggest to you, with 5 seconds or 10 to go, and if the Blues were still down 3-1, if I were Ratchy, I'd keep my head up.
I would agree, but I still don't understand here, Kenny. I thought that the Blues got possession of the puck because Tkachuk was down. That's why the whistle went, but obviously there must have been another reason for the stoppage of play.
No, I thought they stopped it because of Tkachuk, which would have meant the face-off outside, but the Blues get the face-off. Back to McInnes, the shot, and it goes off a leg. Tkachuk in front. Here's Young. Now we'll get a penalty. We're going to get a penalty. It's going to be against the Blues for slashing.
I believe it's against the Sharks, Kenny.
Maybe against the Sharks.
Yeah.
It is. It's Dom Foose. It's not against the Blues. It's Vincent Dom Foose who's going to take the penalty now. With Turek on the bench and 1:13 to go, it gets interesting.
Tkachuk is going to be thrown out here. He's given something happening here. But Tkachuk right now is being escorted off. Now, I don't know if Ratchy is going as well. Which I don't know if this is a good trade-off. We'd like to have Tkachuk on, but I'm sure they'd rather have Ratchy out there too. But this goes back to that slash that happened earlier. So Tkachuk heads off, as does Ratchy. But the penalty call On the left side of the screen, if you watch here, is going to be a slash coming from Vinny Domfus. But you'll see right here, there's the lower left here, right here, the slash on the back of Chris Pronger's ribs. And that is unbelievable, and that's a nice way of getting back at Domfus by Pronger. And that's a vicious slash on the back, so the Blues with an opportunity. Now, there's good things and bad things here, Kenny. You got a two-man advantage now, but the Sharks can ice the puck without having an icing, you know, and that really at this point in time is very difficult, especially when you're trying to score 2 goals.
There's Domfus in the box. 18:47 the time of his slashing penalty. So the Blues really need to win a face-off. They need to have very good and rather long-term puck control. Get the 1 goal back. Certainly they're facing long odds here in game number 4. Now Domfus will go to the dressing room.
And there's nothing up on the board.
I believe Pronger and Tkachuk are getting penalties. And Rafchi and Domfus are getting penalties. 4 minors. So there is no power play.
Wow. Yeah, I am surprised.
Pronger must have got the high stick on the retaliation to Domfus, and at the same time Tkachuk and Rafchi must have been going at it.
And now they're going to send Pronger to the locker room as well. So, yeah, I guess you're right. It was the retaliation when Pronger came back with the stick. I thought he got away with that one, and that's what he should have done. If I get whacked in the back of the ribs, you turn around and pitchfork. It's exactly what you do there.
The only thing wrong was he didn't hit him hard enough.
Well, that's exactly it. I agree. That's the Pronger and Domfus have been going at each other for the entire series.
Here we go. 1:15 to go. 3-1 San Jose. Blues need 2 quick goals. They pulled Turek. McInnes flips the puck into the corner. Stewart tries to clear. The puck back to McInnes. He'll shoot. Blocked in front by Hannon. Young gets the puck. The shot blocked. Less than a minute to go. Here's Al McInnes. So the Blues in desperation here. Turgeon to Young. He'll chop the puck around behind the net. Mayers and Stewart come together. And in front, it's Sturm. He'll shoot the puck the length of the ice. It goes wide, so they cannot ice the puck. It's an icing call as Young touches the puck, but time is really against the Blues now. 38.3 seconds to go in the 3rd period.
And now there's important face-off, but you're still getting the face-offs. And again, I don't understand. We saw this, Kenny, in game 2. Oh, Nolan iced the puck, Solani iced the puck, but at least Sturm got there to negate the 1 icing. But there is not a good play. All Sturm has to do is dump the play, dump the puck out, don't ice it, and you kill off at least another 15 or 20 seconds. And right here is as soon as Sturm gets it, now all you have to do is use the boards, get it off the boards, and it's fine. But you don't throw it to the empty net. Scott Young is going to outrice Ricci as he did there, and all of a sudden you're right back at it. 38 seconds, plenty of time to score 2 goals.
Turgeon's out there with Drake and Dimitra and Hesht, Young, and McInnes. Hesht after the puck. Tries to center off Stewart's stick to the far corner. Matteau trying to clear. Young keeps it in. Takes a shot. Deflects. Hesht can't find it. It goes wide. Turgeon shot. He scores! Turgeon scores! 24.8 seconds to go. And the Blues are back to within 1 here in game number 4.
This all starts. Stefan Matteau had the puck along the left wing boards. He tried to get it out. Young held it in. This should not have. Here's Matteau. Plenty of time to get that up off the glass. He didn't get it. Young threw it to the boards. Now this good traffic in front. Turgeon from an angle, and I believe it was Drake that ended up scoring on the rebound as he was laying on his belly. But let's look at from this angle. The puck comes across. Turgeon with the shot. Young, let's see, there's Drake laying on the ice, able to just get it by Kiprusoff. So again, plenty of time, Kenny. 25 seconds left. The Blues still got a chance to tie this game.
And they're going to keep Turek on the bench. What a shot by Drake. His 3rd goal in the 2 games here. So we're going to face off at center ice with a Blues goal empty. So they've got an extra skater. They have to beat Kiprusoff in the next 24.8 seconds. Miikka Kiprusoff, he's been terrific. Now they drop the puck. Young over to McInnes. They've got to hurry. Stewart intercepts. Can't get the puck in. Mellanby to Turgeon. A shot. It goes wide. 14 seconds. Now the puck centered. Blocked by Hannon. 10 seconds. The puck cleared out. Oh, that hurts. 7 seconds. Here's McInnes. He's got to wait for his mates. He shoots wide. 2 seconds. The puck cleared by Hannon. It's over. And the Sharks prevail in game number 4. Hannon and Mellanby get into it. Now we've got to fight. But the Sharks win it 3-2. Oh, Drake and Stewart. Now Harvey and Drake. We've got a battle in front. Mellanby there in the middle of things. And the players all come off the benches. Mellanby and Hannon, the main combatants. But the game is over. And the Sharks have a 3-2 win despite being outshot by the Blues 41-25. And now there will not only be a game 5 Thursday night at Savvis Center, but there'll be a game 6 here at Compaq Center in San Jose on Saturday afternoon. Let's move to our Bud player of the game. No surprise, Miikka Kiprusoff.
Kiprusoff was clearly the difference in this game. 41 shots on goal, 39 saves, so he really made the difference. His first NHL playoff start, he was absolutely superb. But Kenny, the Blues came here to get at least one game. They go back now. They have home ice advantage. They just have to win 2 of 3 games, and 2 of those 3 are at Savvis Center.
We appreciate you staying up late. Thanks for joining us. For Rich Gould and Bernie Federko, I'm Ken Wilson. Once again, the final in Game 4. The San Jose Sharks 3, the St. Louis Blues 2. Our next telecast Thursday night in St. Louis, Game 5. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock on Fox Sports Net. Broadcasters Blazers and Cutter and Buck Apparel, provided by Ad Creations Promotions Group of downtown St. Louis. Thanks to Tom McLaughlin, Tim Pabst, and our crew. This telecast on WB11, produced by Fox Sports Net.